Well, what does this mean for teachers now? Well, when you think about it, the classroom has always been, in some respects, I would teach the students the way I was taught. And so it's very difficult sometimes to make these shifts. We now have something that's moving so quickly that there are no experts in this area. There may be experts in certain types of learning, but there's no experts in this kind of environment, and there is no control. And I think that's going to be the hardest component in the classroom. We're so used to sit down, sit in a row, do certain things this way. Everybody put down your pencils and look at me so I can give you a lecture. Or everyone now open your book to page 249 and follow along as your classmates read paragraph by paragraph. We're now in a situation, approaching a world where we can't even control the access that they have because that access will be ubiquitous. It's going to be provided. It's coming. And so schools are going to move from giving you and buying computers to get, access to the world to open up the classroom. It's kind of like, let's go with another analogy. Let's take the analogy of a regular classroom. The computers are basically the windows and doors in the classroom. And so I can provide a window, maybe 4 windows, and then my 35 students can crowd around those 4 windows to see what's going on in the world. But what if I actually took the walls down? What if I blew out and the classroom became the world? That is the kind of world that we're now talking about, where there are going to not windows to crowd around to see through the glass what's happening, but actually participating in the world in an appropriate level with the teacher, where the teacher is, in many respects, like I've talked about before, the super learner, and is an expert in learning, but not necessarily an expert in the experience that they're doing. And the students are guided through the processes and in the discovery of their process of how to learn and what learning really means. If a student graduates from my classroom knowing how to learn, they will be successful at anything they attempt. And they're going to attempt things because they know how to learn.
There you go.
So it's not about the individual skill set of, do they know their times tables or do they know certain types of standards? It's really about, do they understand the process? Do they trust themselves enough to put themselves in an unfamiliar situation and actually solve the problem because they now have access to the tools and they understand there is a process to solving problems and there is a process to learning, and even their failures will advance them in that process.